Hello, welcome to today's class session. Our topic of discussion today is listening comprehension. Listening comprehension is the precursor to reading comprehension, so it's an important skill to develop. Listening comprehension isn't just hearing what is said, it is the ability to understand the words and relate to them in some way. For example, when you hear a story read aloud, good listening comprehension skills enable you to understand the story, remember it, discourse it, and even retell it in your own words. You use these same comprehension skills when you read. Listening will help you to improve your understanding of the language and your pronunciation. Here are some tips that can help you according to Fluent Up. 1. Listening consistency. To get familiar with the pronunciation of a language, it is key that you expose yourself to the spoken language every day. Learners often get distracted by reading language and overlook the importance of spoken language. Spend as much time on listening as you would on practicing other skills like reading, writing, and speaking. Even if you are living in a city in which your target language is not widely spoken, you should not create excuses and search for listening resources online. YouTube is one of the most easily accessible choices. Podcasts are also a good choice as they often involve authentic dialogue using casual languages. It is a tool that offers spoken language similar to what you would hear in real life situations. 2. Listen with the text. Try to look for a video with subtitles, or more simply, watch a movie and with subtitles. Alternatively, you can find audio materials with matching transcripts. In that way, you can look up words or phrases immediately when you come across them, especially when you don't understand. Audiobooks are good options as you can listen to the audio while reading an actual book. Ideally, choose a book you are familiar with so you already have a gist of it, which makes it easier for you to understand. 3. Write what you hear, practice. Besides inputs, it's important to know how much you understand from the audio. Find an audio with its transcripts. Keep it short. Work on it around 20 seconds. Listen to it several times and do your best to write down exactly what you've heard. After that, compare what you've written with the actual transcript. Figure out the mistakes you've made and what causes you to miss them. This practice helps you to keep track on the words and phrases you don't understand. It helps you identify your problematic areas so you will get an idea of which area to focus on. 4. Listening repetition. Stay within a narrow range of topics that cover similar vocabulary. Quality is always more important than quantity when it comes to learning. Make sure you've understood all of the content before moving on to something else. Whenever you come across words you're unsure of, try listening to a variety of native speakers saying the same word. Different accents might vary the pronunciation of the words, so it's a good practice to get yourself familiar with the different sounds. By listening to the same word repeatedly, you will be able to identify it next time you listen to it. 5. Read aloud. Make reading aloud interactive. Read lots of books aloud and to yourself. Pay attention to words and find meanings to ambiguous ones. Try and retell the story, perhaps after reading the chapter, and see what you can recall from the story. So, in a summary, listening comprehension is often deemed among learners as the most challenging skill to improve. They find that the amount of time they put into developing their skills doesn't correspond to their desired results. With the practical tips discussed being properly and consistently implemented, you will be on course to achieve a better listening skill. And with that, we've come to the end of today's class session. I hope you now know how to cultivate a good listening habit and how to implement them equally. Let's take a look at this exercise. You are meant to read the short story and answer the questions that follow. Let's read through. The thunderstorm. The kids were outside playing catch. They heard a rumble in the sky. They didn't want to stop playing, but they knew it wasn't safe to be out in a storm. Also, they did not want to get wet. They decided to go inside and play a board game. They loved listening to the thunder and they played their game. As they played their game, the kids went outside again after the storm had passed. They saw a rainbow. Here are the questions. Number 1. What were the kids playing outside? Number 2. What did they hear? Number 3. Where did they go? Number 4. What did they play inside? So turn in your responses. I'll be looking forward to them. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section or send us an email. Do have a lovely day.